Hi guys, and welcome back to another edition of The Edward. I am your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be discussing the recent announcement made that Jennifer Lawrence will be leaving the X-Men franchise once she finishes X-Men Apocalypse. So, just to give you a brief summary of what's been going on with X-Men lately. A couple years ago we saw X-Men First Class, which I did not rush to see to theaters right away because honestly I was still feeling really taken aback by X-Men Last Stand, and I had not bothered seeing, and I still haven't seen it because I've heard nothing but bad things, X-Men Origins Wolverine. So based on my poor reaction to The Last Stand and X-Men Origins Wolverine, I'm like, well, I don't know, should I really give this a chance or not? And then I heard excellent things about it, and then I rented it a couple months later from Redbox, and I'm like, wow, this is really good. This is really well done. Talk about a hell of an origin story. We got to see how the original X-Men all came together. They threw in that awesome Wolverine cameo. And everybody nailed it. You know, those actors who played the younger versions of Magneto, Professor X, Mystique, everybody really nailed it. And overall, it was a fun movie. It was a great movie. So I really liked it. I'm like, oh, okay, they made X-Men cool again. All right, I dig that. And then for a couple years, we didn't hear anything. And then it wasn't until the next X-Men installment was the Wolverine, which I did not really care for. I thought it was very confusing. And according to some of my friends who are really into Marvel, they said they did not really follow the storyline at all, and they kind of messed up a few things, so I took them at their word because, I don't really follow the comics. But if they say they didn't do it, then they didn't do it. But the only thing I liked about the movie The Wolverine was the very last scene towards the end where Professor X and Magneto approach Logan in the airport, and they ask him for his help because there's this that forces of evil are at work in the world, and they need his help to save all mutant kind. And that's setting us up for X-Men Days of Future Past, which came out a year ago, and it was awesome. And so in First Class and Days of Future Past, Jennifer Lawrence, the lovely, beautiful Jennifer Lawrence, plays the young Mystique, the blue, red-haired mutant who can turn herself into anybody, which makes her one of the most dangerous and capable mutants out there. So Jennifer Lawrence said recently that once X-Men Apocalypse, which is the sequel to Days of Future Past, which was directed by Bryan Singer, who is also directing X-Men Apocalypse, and they're currently filming it right now, I believe. She says once X-Men Apocalypse is done, she's done with the X-Men movies. Now, this could mean one of two things. This could mean that she was contracted for 3 X-Men films, and once Apocalypse is done, that contract is fulfilled. Or this could mean that they might kill Mystique in Apocalypse. Now, I do not know the X-Men Apocalypse storyline. I do know that it's very popular, and the movie is actually being released exactly 30 years to the date when the comic was originally published in May of 1986. And this movie's coming out May 27th, 2016. So almost 30 years to the date. So I don't know if Mystique lives or dies in that one, but this most likely, in my opinion, this most likely sounds like a contract fulfillment. And Fox is like, okay, well, we signed you up for 3 movies. You've done your 3 movies. Thank you. Come again, as Apu would say. So that's most likely just a contract fulfillment. But even if it is, they could still kill her. If they wanted to make it really dramatic and dark and, really make the fans go, ooh, they might kill a character like Mystique. Although it seems like it'd be really difficult because she seems really, really tricky to predict and to kill. But then again, Apocalypse is super powerful, so if anyone could do it, it's probably him. But it's hard to say. So, was I a little disappointed when I heard she was leaving? Yeah, sort of, but I'm like, oh, okay, well, she's had a good run, but, you know, once again, this is just a deal where the contract is up, that's it, and, you know, once you're done with the franchise, you're done. However, and this is a really big if scenario I'm about to throw at you, there could be a deal that if Fox does indeed go through, and I don't know if this is true or not. Last I heard, rumors were going around saying that the rebooted Fantastic Four, due out later this year, is supposed to share the same universe as the X-Men. The X-Men and Fantastic Four coexist in the same Fox Marvel universe. Now, if Fantastic Four does well, and honestly, it's hard to tell because, let's face it, Fantastic Four has not done well the past couple times they've tried it. Anyway, they might try to renegotiate some of the X-Men stars' contracts, saying, ooh, guys, you know what? We know that we told you that you're done making X-Men movies, but if we could just borrow you for a couple more films, a couple of films shared with the Fantastic Four, that'd be great. So there might be a scenario that happens where if Fantastic Four is a hit and people and critics respond to it really well and they really enjoy it, Fox may be like, now we can start building our own cinematic universe with the X-Men and Fantastic Four. Okay, Jennifer Lawrence, get back over here. We need you as Mystique again. And this time we'll give you lots of more money. So if a situation like that were to happen where they offer her more money, I'm sure she'll take it. But then again, you know, I'm not in her shoes, so maybe she's tired of making X-Men movies. Maybe she doesn't want to be a comic book character for the rest of her film career. Maybe she wants to move on and do other stuff. But, you know, it's hard to say. This most likely is just her fulfilling her contract. She was probably pledged for 3 X-Men films, and after Apocalypse, that'll be that. But could she die in Apocalypse? Sure. Why not? I mean, the movie has the title Apocalypse in it, so obviously there's going to be a lot of death. And yes, Apocalypse is the name of the character, but, you know, if you have a name like Apocalypse, you're going to be bringing death and destruction with you wherever you're going. And Bryan Singer and one of his cinematographers were teasing this movie, talking about how this film is going to feature the most massive destruction sequences out of all the X-Men films put together. So, you know, that says a lot. But, yeah, I mean, if Jennifer Lawrence is done playing Mystique, well, you have been awesome, Jennifer. You've really sold it. I've enjoyed watching you as Mystique. I think you're great. So, very well done, and good luck to you, whatever you do next. You've obviously got a long career ahead of you, so good for you. And if I hear any more concrete information, I'll be more than happy to share it with you guys. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. I promise a couple more videos are going to be coming up right after this. And if there's anything you felt like I missed or glossed over, please feel free to comment and share your thoughts, opinions, and reactions down below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Much more content is coming. I promise you I'm going to be putting up a lot more videos as it gets closer to summer with all the blockbusters coming out. So until then, may the Force be with you.